Hello, squirrels, and welcome back to another episode of Blind Squirrel Talk, famous in a small town. Today's guest is Lindsay Payne. Owner of Downtown Eats, Lindsay creates memorable events through her delicious creations. The latest addition to our downtown landscape, this culinary delight is a welcome addition for foodies everywhere. We know you will enjoy learning more about Lindsay and Downtown Eats. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Blind Squirrel Talk. I'm Lulu.
I'm Kim.
And this is
Lindsay Payne.
Yay! And thank you for coming out
She's
today.
so cute.
Isn't she? Isn't she? Lindsay has the newest addition to downtown Maysville, and it's called Downtown Eats, correct?
Yes,
And
Downtown Eats Maysville, and the catering site's Elite Eats.
Elite Eats, okay. And so tell us how this all happened, because I drive by your building and it's so cute, and I love your sign, and you peep through the window, and it's gorgeous. Everybody has to go by and look at it. So tell us how this all started, how it happened.
Yeah, thank you. So it's been a long time in the working. It's something that I always wanted to do. I've been in healthcare for a decade and still had like a small catering business on the side. So I was in hospice, have a passion for seniors, feeding the seniors. So I kind of started out in the industrial kitchen there, helping out and doing like a meal a month. So it would be like come meet the executive director and have a free meal with, you know, your family members. Mm-hmm. And the whole team, like the leadership team, would pitch in and like serve. So it was like we all came together to do something really special for them.
Yes.
So that's kind of where like the whole love of feeding people came from. I have a large background from my family. We're all like, I mean, everyone in my family can cook very well. My grandmother was a great cook. My mother's an amazing cook. More Southern cooking than what I do. I will do it occasionally, but it's not like my favorite thing to cook. So I kind of got into it naturally with growing up with everyone cooking, and then a love for it within healthcare. I decided to step out of healthcare after taking care of my aunt on hospice. That was kind of the last thing that I could really do. It's different being on the other side, and I've been on the other side before with my grandmother, but with someone that's younger. She was 69. So I had her for 7 lovely months at my house, and my kids got to be around her, and just we loved on her, and it was really good. But I made a promise to her that I would follow my dream and not go back into healthcare.
Wow.
So she passed the first day of the year 2024. So it's been a year anniversary recently that's been a little rough to get through, but I know that she would be really proud of what I've accomplished in that year to make my dream of having a larger catering kitchen and catering business, and then break into like the restaurant side of it as well. So I can kind of just feel her looking down and watching over me, and being proud of what I've created, which has taken quite some time.
Well, you had some hurdles with the health department and permitting and what have you.
The health department was actually really, really good. Before I purchased the building, I had them come in and they looked over everything to make sure I could do a hood vent, to make sure that, you know, there were different things that we could put in there, because it is a smaller space and it is an older building, which is beautiful. So we try to keep some of the design from, you know, the exposed brick that's in there and the old hardwood floor. We wanted to still keep the feel of Maysville, but make it a little bit more, just kind of when you walk in, you're like, oh, that's really Lindsay. It's kind of got my touch on it. So just a good in-between. But they were pretty good with me. I had a list to work from coming back out, and just, you know, letting me know what I needed, and I went strictly by that, and if you do that, you're great. So the health department was actually really good, and I appreciate all their support and help and my many questions throughout the process of that. Had a few little kinks we had to work out, but finally got permitted and got our CO a couple days ago.
Nice.
So
So when is the opening?
So I'll have my soft opening January the 23rd. That's kind of invitation only, family, friends, going to test everything out, and a thank you back to anyone that's helped with the building. So like my contractor, Kelly that's next door, he's painted the front and back of my building and made it look
a nice
absolutely
guy?
amazing.
Awesome.
So I came back from our trip to the beach because I didn't want to stay at my house. Just for the year anniversary of my aunt's passing. I just knew it'd be too hard on me. I came back and he had my back of the building painted and like surprised me. It was such a great welcome back. So he's a great person, and thankful to have him as a neighbor. But he's been a big help. So just, give back to the people and experiment a little bit with some of the recipes and see how they like it and how a dinner goes in Maysville, to see if we want to be open at nighttime.
So that's still kind of in the works. Like, what are your thoughts on that? What are you thinking?
So for the soft opening, having the dinner portion, I think that's going to give me a little bit of experience to see how I like being open at night. With the grand opening, which is February the 6th at 11:30, and the Banks County Chamber will be there to do a ribbon cutting. And I know, we're on Jackson County side. But I will join that one probably in the future. But right now, Banks County is still my home because we live on that side. But that will be a more lunch style thing. So it'll be more like quiche, chicken salad.
I think we need to go.
Grape salad, pasta salad, just different items like that. And then like my dinner time menu more or less leans toward like beef tenderloin, garlic mashed potatoes, Gouda mac and cheese. Anything from that to I lean toward the Italian side.
Are you Italian?
I'm not Italian, but I did study abroad in Italy, and it's just Rome is just my favorite place in the whole wide world. I would live there if I could. But the culture and the architecture is just amazing, and the food, of course, is wonderful. So I picked up my love for Italian food when I was in Rome.
And isn't the olive oil there fantastic? It's different than what you buy
Yeah,
here.
it definitely is. And
so good.
I will not lie, I do import my over there. I don't buy it from here. So, and my balsamic, because I do a really nice bread dip, and you've got to have Italian olive oils.
Making
for
me
that.
hungry.
So it will be a spin on Italian foods. I do like a Sunday gravy. That's a red sauce. If someone isn't familiar with what Sunday gravy is, with Italian sausage and meatballs in it, homemade meatballs, and it breaks down all day and just cooks and simmers, and it's really yummy. And a homemade Alfredo sauce that is one of my kids' favorites. So just a lot of different things that I like to enjoy cooking.
Yeah, that just sounds delicious. So, okay, February 6th, got to mark that down. So will you take reservations, or how will that work?
So in the beginning, I'm going to take reservations just to kind of fill out how many people will be coming, to get an idea with how much food to purchase, how much inventory we'll be going through, how much help I might need in the restaurant. So we'll kind of go from there with that. But
Are you from Maysville? I'm curious. I don't know your backstory.
I'm not from Maysville.
Where are you
from?
from?
I am from a small town named Cohutta, which nobody knows where that's at. But it's outside of Dalton, so it was between Dalton and Chattanooga, Tennessee. I went to college at Burnell in Gainesville, and ended up in the Gainesville area for quite some time, and then Athens for a bit, and then this area.
So you just saw Maysville and said, "Oh, I think I want to live here," or what attracted you?
I like the small town. We were living more toward the Homer side, and it was a little easier to get to Gainesville for me because I was working in that area. And then I took a job in Athens, so it was a lot easier for me to get to both places. So whenever we were looking to build, we searched for quite some time for what felt right for me, more or less. And I loved Maysville, and we found a great piece of land that our neighbor, Joy, sold to us. And we built about 7 years ago and have enjoyed it ever since.
And your kids go to the Banks County schools?
Yes, they do. My sister-in-law is the vice superintendent, and so.
Oh, nice. So she watches out for it.
So yeah, and that makes me feel a little good, a little bit better about things. School's a little scary these days, so.
So where your shop is located, you know, Lulu and I have both been involved on the Downtown Development Authority,
Right.
trying to get some business. What would you like to see in the spaces next to you or anywhere downtown?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to see like an outdoor farmers market, like across the street. I think that little area would be perfect for it. Kind of close to the community club that I think sold. I think that would be a beautiful like outdoor market. Could have like stuff maybe from like J Moore or stuff from local farmers that are in the area, and I could walk across the street and have fresh produce to pick up. So I think that would be beautiful to have. Another restaurant to go in next to me would be amazing to draw some more traffic that direction. Just all the businesses kind of coming together to grow Maysville, but to keep like the feel of Maysville the same, you know, but just make it, you know, a little bit more, I don't know, the draw to come to Maysville, you know, like to bring people in, because we're so close to 85, which is a great location. I mean, we just got an amazing location, in my opinion, and that's why I kind of picked the spot, and I wanted to give back to the community that I was raising my children in. I wanted to meet the people that my kids were going to, you know, go to school with and grow up around and be involved in that. So,
Well, I think you picked a great place.
Yes.
I do too. I like it here.
I'm so excited for you to open because I've had your food several times from city functions and
Yeah.
you've catered and
I
it's delicious.
appreciate the city supporting me and using me for those. And so the Thanksgiving thing was really nice to be able to do. That was something.
Well, because of you, we were able to do it. Your generosity certainly helped. But the feedback we had was just wonderful. It was just so neat to see the people that we had people come in, and we also we delivered.
Yeah.
And just the feedback from, oh, this is delicious. Where did this come from? Oh my goodness! I mean, it just made your heart feel good.
I'm glad.
And
I
they
could do
stayed.
that.
They didn't just eat and leave. They just kind of stayed, and everybody got to know each other. And it's interesting how food can bring people together. It's like the central thing. I mean, everybody eats.
Yeah.
You know,
And stays
everybody
around. It's
eats.
just a great way to bring a community together, I feel like. And I had told Scott Harper that I was like, if I get this building from Angela, I promise you I'll make sure the Thanksgiving thing goes on without, you know, without a hitch, or I'll do my best to. So that was one thing that I promised myself that I wanted to give back to the community if I made that space possible. And so I was happy that it turned out that I got to do it this year.
It turned out beautifully.
Or
Really
last
did.
year. I'm not used to it being a different year
Yeah.
yet.
Well, we're just tickled for another business in town, and food is always good.
Yeah.
You know, love people, cook them tasty food.
Yeah,
You need that on a bumper
definitely.
sticker.
So do you envision, will you do more on the catering end or more on the restaurant? I mean, do you think you'll have more?
I'm not sure. I'm going to try to fill out like what Maysville wants. I'll probably try to be open. I'm thinking these are tentative like hours of what I'm leaning toward. Either Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then do some options for lunch, and then a couple nights a week be open for dinner. But I'm testing it out. So Valentine's Day, I'll be open for reservation only. And I'll probably do 2 seatings. I'll probably do one at 6, and I'll probably do one at like 7:30.
Yeah.
Since we can usually seat about 28 to 30 people comfortably in the restaurant. But I'm
be nice.
excited to see how that'll turn out. So, you know, I'm just putting it out there a little bit to see how it goes.
Honey,
And
are you
then
watching?
I have a couple people that have already booked, so that's exciting. So I'm just trying to see how it'll go and what the people of Maysville want and need, and kind of go from there. I do love catering. That's probably my biggest passion, but I've never had my own spot that was a storefront to be open, to be able to stay in, to see people come in and out. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm a people person, if you haven't figured that out yet. So I could probably talk to a brick wall all day, being an only child. So it'll be nice to see some friendly faces and to feed the local area.
Well, you've probably been in Maysville long enough to know that, I mean, the whole community, we have a community of people that just will embrace you and what you're trying to do, and they're so appreciative for that too. You know, I think we're just we're starving, literally starving for unique places to go, and I think this just fits perfectly here.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good. I'm looking forward to something coming in next to me too, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful place. I don't know if you've been inside. It's
Yeah,
well
I
done.
have. It's a gorgeous building. If I hadn't have changed a lot of things, I would have definitely been interested in that space. It's so pretty. So whoever buys it will be very fortunate, because I think it's a great deal. And if the equipment and everything I believe is in there,
You could walk in there with your ingredients.
let me tell you, after going through the process of doing a kitchen yourself, buying the equipment and putting in seating and the whole process, walking into one for that price is a steal.
Yeah, it is.
I'll be like a walking advertisement for you guys. It's a really great deal, and it's beautiful space.
So tell me, how do you juggle everything in your life? You know, you got the kids, you got the home, you got the restaurant, you got the catering. I mean, you have to inventory. I mean, how do you juggle all that and still?
I have a notepad right over there, like 100 notepads. I'm a list person, and I mark things off a list, and I plan kind of ahead of, you know, I've got to do this day, this that day, and I try to go by it as much as I can. But you know, as we all know, kids will throw you for a loop on that. One will get sick, or one will, you know, need to go do something or have a practice. So it's just trying to find that balance that works. And they like it too. Sometimes they'll act like they don't care for it, but they'll be like, "Mom, what you doing? You need some help?" And
So you're creating your own little
yeah,
workforce.
My daughter's kind of more into it than my son. My son's like, "I'll be the manager." Like he's like, you know, I don't want to be in the kitchen, but I will boss some people around. If you've ever met my son Henry, you will know what I'm talking about. He's a sweetheart, but yeah. So he's like, "I'm going to manage it."
Now, what are their ages?
Henry will be 14 in a few weeks, and my daughter will be 10 in a few weeks. So I'll have a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old.
I would not have
double
thought that.
digits. They're growing up way too fast.
Yeah, you better cater a lot, because he's going to want a car in about a year.
Oh, I know. We're on a four-wheeler.
Four-wheeler.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been wanting one of those, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, we're saving for a car.
Yeah.
Everything just sounds so exciting. I mean,
It is.
yeah,
Hope. She brings hope.
true.
Your restaurant
you.
brings hope.
I hope that it works out well. My vision kind of for it is I'd started Elite Eats Catering is the catering side, of course, and then Downtown Eats Maysville is the restaurant side. And then hopefully in the future, my goal is to have Everybody Eats, and that will be my nonprofit, because my passion is feeding people that do not have the money like for a meal. So I always promised myself I would give back to food banks or the churches, whatever that looks like, and try to provide food for them. And so that's my goal, is to do that, and a percentage of all my sales will go to that, even starting out. And hopefully one day that'll come to fruition.
It will. I can just tell. I have chills.
And I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Like sometimes you can purchase like a meal and have a receipt, you know, taped up to a board or that kind of thing. So I'm hoping to be able to do that. So if somebody, you know, walks in, you know, and needs a meal, that they can do that. And then always I have extra food. So I don't want to turn anybody away. And hopefully that'll be good for the town as well. So.
We have a great heart and a great vision. I'm just so excited. I can't wait to see how this
Me
all
too.
works out.
It's exciting.
Yeah. All right. So if people want to get in touch with you for your catering, how would they do that?
So I have a website, and it is downtowneatsmaysville.com. I have a Facebook page, and it is Elite Eats Catering, and it says Downtown Eats next to it. Or you can reach me on my cell phone at 706-280-0054. I also have email. There's many ways to get in touch with me. I don't want to give y'all too many options.
No, tell us the email too.
Okay, it's eliteeatscateringllc.com.
Okay, but most importantly, okay, for those of us that want to try to make reservations for the Valentine's week, the first one, how do you do that?
So that would be best just to call my phone.
Okay.
So 706-280-0054, and to make your reservation that way.
Awesome.
Bring.
As soon as she leaves here today, we're calling that number.
Yeah,
Well-
it should be a yummy meal. So I'm still trying to narrow down the choices for the menu, but I have lots of ideas.
Nice.
Well, we're
Thank
so
you.
happy to have you as part of our town here. It's going to be wonderful. Yeah.
I'm excited to be here.
We hope you enjoyed meeting Lindsay as much as we did, and we look forward to eating some delicious treats. So thank you for joining in to another episode of Blind Squirrel Talk, Famous in a Small Town. I'm Lulu,
I'm Kim.
I'm Lindsay.
and we will see y'all next time. Thank y'all.
Bye.
See you. Bye.